Hey guys, Mr. Mini Painter here, and today I'm going to show you how to paint these statues from the Icons of Bast from Marvel's Crisisi Protocol. And they are going to look something like this when finished. A nice black statue, there's three of them, small ones and big one. And they're actually not that hard, but it's always kind of figuring out how to get that black right and to create some believable shading and highlights. So I'm going to take you through it step by step, so let's get started. So to start off with, I primed these statues in a black primer, since they're going to be mainly black. That's the easiest color to go with. And I painted all three at once, as I'm going to be using the same techniques on all of them. There's one big one and two of these smaller ones facing either left or right. Now with a large dry brush, I'm slapping on some Corvus black. And what I love about this Corvus black is it's not really black, it's bluish gray, which is an ideal color for these statues, these black stone statues. It's got a hint of blue in there that I really like, and really works for the color scheme we're going to use. I'm going to use some blue tones to highlight this statue, these statues, all of them, and leave some of the black inside and give it that nice shine. Now, once we're done with the first layer, I'm going to use Black Legion to paint in all the crevices and all these deeper recesses. It is a bit time consuming, but it adds to a beautiful contrast. So you got this brighter surface and some darker recessed areas here that really emphasize the shape and the depth of this model. It's not a really big deal if you are not that precise. I mean, try and be as precise as possible, but since it's all black, it kind of blends together and it dries up a bit brighter than you see now. You can use Black Templar as well, but this Black Legion is a tad bit darker, so that adds to a better contrast, I think. Now for the surface, I'm going to use Dark Reaper as a first highlight tone. And I'm going to focus on all the reflective areas. So imagine where your light source is, either the front or the side, and make sure that all the reflections correspond to that light source. And of course the reflections on the top of the statue are stronger and more present than the lower ones, because they're usually more shaded. I'm just focusing on these very edges and top surfaces, and add some color here and there, some reflection, and we're going to do that in several layers. For the next layer I'm going to use Thunderhawk Blue, which is a slightly brighter variant, and I'm going over all the previously painted areas but in a decreased area, so make sure that you get some transitions in there. And as you can see here, my first layer is quite visible, especially on the head, and I took the time to paint all of the edges and surfaces there, but still leaving a lot of dark where it should be. Now with this Thunderhawk Blue, we're mainly repeating the same process as we did before, but as I said before, decreasing the area, but give it some extra color and shine. So when painting edges, it's easy to hold your brush sideways and go over the edge. That way you get a nice fine line. We're gonna get some color in here. For the final highlight, I'm using Fenrisian Gray as an extreme highlight and just pick out some sharpness here and there. For this layer, I'm focusing mainly on the top area, add some lines here and there. This is not really an exact science, it's just for you to imagine where the light is coming from and where the reflection is brightest. Basically, that's it. And it adds to a lot of detail. There's a ton of detail when properly applying highlights. Also on the sides here, hold your brush sideways. As you can see, I'm using an old brush to do so. You don't have to have any fancy equipment to paint this. Just hold your brush sideways like this and you can create those fine lines where you want them. For the gold, I'm simply using Retributor Armor. I'm painting all of the gold details. Now I was going back and forth on whether or not to highlight this because it's I wanted it to be dark, so I'm going to shade it after this, but of course you can highlight that when done with, for example, some Canoptic alloy if you want. So this took a long time to paint, because all of those details you still want the black remaining in the middle, so you have to be kind of precise and hit all those nooks and crannies there, and there's a lot of them, and there's 3 of these statues. Well, when done, I'm shading it with some Reikland Flesh Shade, and for me, that was it. I decided not to highlight it even further, but if you want, of course you can, but I want to have this warm gold look. And here's my final result for the Icon of Bast, the statues from Wakanda. I really enjoyed painting this one, even though it's quite simple. The result is magnificent, and it really resembles this black statue that you should or could find in Wakanda. Well, this was it for this one, a rather short paint tutorial, but I hope it was of any help to you guys, and if it was, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you, and also consider subscribing to this channel, as I'll be making a lot more videos like this. And also check out my Patreon page, where I'll be painting a lot more and different games, so make sure to check that out as well, and you can follow me for free there. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye!